You've probably played a video game at one point in your life, haven't you? And when you play them, you probably think, wow, the animations and movements are sensational, aren't they? But do you want to start creating your own character or even build 2D games? My friend, you're in the right place. Here we'll show you my techniques and what program I use so you can demonstrate what you are capable of. If you enjoy this, please leave a like, it would really support this mini-series. So without further ado, let's begin. I use a program that's called LibreSprite. Originally it was called Aseprite, but 2 years ago it started to be only available for people who pay for it. But online it is still available, just under another link. When you first open the program, you want to click on New File and set your width and height of your sprite. So I'm just going for 64 x 64 pixel. Then you click OK, and there you have your canvas. You can, if you press down your scroll wheel, you can move the canvas, and left click lets you paint. On the left side you can see your color palette with black, gray, brown and all these different colors. You can add new colors down here in the left bottom corner. You can just pull around those sliders and then click on this red exclamation mark to add it to your palette. Here it is. On the right side you have all your different brushes. Also first off the pencil with your spray tool where you can spray, and here you can change the size. Then you have your eraser to erase. Under the eraser you have your eyedropper tool where you can just click on any color and it gets directly added down here. Then you have the zoom tool where you can zoom. I think it's pretty useless, you can just scroll. Then you have the move tool to move around your sprites. The paint bucket tool to color in everything that has the same color, in my case the background. Then you have different kinds of ellipse and rectangles. You have the rectangle with just the corners, then the filled rectangle, the ellipse tool and the filled ellipse tool. Under this you have the contour tool to just change the color of every pixel on your screen. And finally you have the blur tool where you can blur the line between two colors. Let me just add that here. And next to the blur tool we have the jumble tool, which jumbles all pixels in the selected area. So let me just erase everything. So let's go on. Down here we have our layers. You can just add a new layer if you right click and then click new. Every layer is like a separate sheet of paper that's transparent. So you can add a big ball on one and on the other another red ball. If you check off this eye tool, you can see the separate layers. You can just can only edit one at a time. Then right down here in the right corner you have the frames. Currently we're on the first frame, as you can see here. Now let's add some new frames and delete everything in them because they were copied. So what we are now going to do is make a very simple little animation. So I'm just gonna make a ball that bounces a little. So change the size, make it smaller, and let's say it's going to be a red ball. So on the first frame we want the ball to just bounce in slowly on the corner of the screen. With the arrow keys you can switch through the frames. So on the second one, here, to help you, you can check on the onion skinning, which means you can always see the frame before and the layer after. So now let's make it bounce back up. Speed up a little and come back down. Because there are these little frames, the ball will jump very fast, as you can see. Yeah, let me turn onion skinning off. And it's pretty wonky at the start, but you get what I'm saying. Now we could add some things to the second layer and turn it into a real animation. Now to the export. If you're finished with your animation, you are going to want to first save it, File, Save, and then save it wherever you want. If you're fully finished with your animation, you're going to want to click on File, Export, and then you can export it in all different file formats, just like PNG, Aseprite, which stores all the real information, or GIF files. An important thing you want to do is resize it, because some of the pixel in PNG might look weird if you don't scale it up. Thanks for watching, I hope you could learn something.